Be quiet on politics. Allow God to speak to you. APC presidential campaign replies Pastor Bakare for knocking Tinubu. Welcome to the news and please subscribe to our channel. To get notified when we post hot juicy news updates, please click on the notification bell. The cleric had advised Nigerians to shun those promoting a milokon, a term associated with Tinubu and which means my turn in Yoruba. The All Progressives Congress Presidential Campaign Council APC-PCC has described a chieftain of the party, Pastor Tunde Bakare, as an inconsistently unstable person. Bakare, the presiding overseer of the Citadel Global Community Church, formerly Later Rain Assembly, was one of those who slugged it out with Bola Ahmed Tinubu at last year's special presidential convention of the party. In a State of the Nation address on Sunday, the cleric had advised Nigerians to shun those promoting a milokon, a term associated with Tinubu and which means my turn in Yoruba. He added that no good politician seeking the votes of the people would evade public debate and now delegate his team members with the task of answering questions specifically directed at him. Responding in a statement on Thursday, Biodun Ajiboye, the Assistant Director of the Publicity of the All Progressive Congress PCC, said the cleric did not have political value. The statement read, and I quote, "There is no doubt about the fact that Pastor Tunde Bakare has been a successful clergyman, but his foray into politics is a little bit confusing even to himself. For him to begin to assume that he is a politician is a complete mistake. The President Buhari chose him as a running mate some time back. It's not enough to arrogate himself a position of Aristotle and begin to pontificate and predict political permutations. He's as ordinary as the man on the street without any political clout. A man who got 0 votes at his party primary simply means he has 0 personality, 0 popularity, and 0 leadership. He should simply go and rest and allow politicians to be on the field. This is the same man who deceitfully told the world, as if God spoke to him, that he was going to be the next president after Buhari, then went into the primaries of the party he belonged to, and nobody could vote for him. Since the primaries, he has been relatively forgotten in the political space until he's come out now to start analyzing politics as if it's a societal barometer for good character. What scares Nigerians the most is his interloping attitude, thinking that if he speaks, the world will tremble. The world no longer revolves around him, and he must understand that. He then goes on to brag about certificates at a time when we are talking about political popularity and relevance. I think he should be quiet now and allow God to speak to him. If God has stopped speaking to him, then he needs to stop speaking to Nigerians and misleading people. We, the All Progressive Congress, are concerned about how to marshal democracy and the next elections peacefully. Let Pastor Bakare not throw any clog at the wheel of anybody's progress. His onslaught stands condemnable, and I condemn it in the strongest terms. He needs to stop meddling with the political process and understand that he cannot fool God with big grammar. Why should our society allow a clergyman of multidimensional polarization to guide our behavior as a society? At some point, he spoke so well about Asiwaju. At another point, he will speak against Asiwaju. At some point, he spoke so well about President Muhammadu Buhari. But when he sees that Buhari is not doing his bidding, he speaks against Buhari. The man is such an inconsistently unstable person. Let him just face his business as a clergyman that he is and called. Let him face his business as a clergyman that he's called to do rather than meddle in politics. Now, is there anybody that takes Pastor Tunde Bakare words on politics personal? As in serious? I'm sorry. I don't think anybody does. Whether he comes in and says Tinubu will win, nobody's, Whether he comes in and says Tinubu will not win, why are they? Wow. What I would say is I prefer men of God, people who call themselves men of God, who hear from God, coming out to tell us, their own opinion about things. Because, of course, they are electorates, they are citizens of Nigeria, and they have the right to their own opinion. Do you understand? That is what, apart from that, I don't think there's any other thing, if you ask me. But I want to ask, so I beg, apart from his members, are there people who actually take him serious? Don't think that those people, they are in for a ride. I'm sorry I'm chuckling this much. Are you serious? Well, like I said, whether he's coming in and saying Tinubu will win, or whoever will win, or he speaks for or against anybody, his words should be inconsequential. I'm not encouraging him to speak against anybody, but I'm just saying. Why should he be quiet? Because he spoke against the biggest drug lord in Africa. It is time for every lover of Nigeria to speak against this Jew named Emilio Haba. Like I said, I preferred people come out. When I say people, I mean people call themselves clergymen. Most especially, I prefer when they come out and give their 2 cents. It is a me for the well. Rather than you coming out and say God said. No. Come out and give your opinion. I'm not saying God say make you say, make you no see. But all I'm saying is, make sure you're coming out to give your own opinion, because of course, like I said earlier before, you are entitled to it. Tinubu is the best of them all. I was in Lagos when Asiwaju was the governor of Lagos. Tinubu paid WAEC and NECO for good 8 years without local government allocation from the federal government. Sentiment apart, mention anyone that performed like him at all of all the presidential candidates. I will tell you who performed more. I will tell you people who did more groundbreaking, or who have more groundbreaking records than the person of late Jakande of Lagos, the former Lagos State, and the person of Mawa. These 2 people, they performed well as well in their own. So I'm not saying Tinubu performance is not good, but I'm saying if if you talk say he perform, this one perform well, pass on. The way you use perform well for some places, now the way others use perform well, pass on for some places as well, or in some sectors as well. Okay, Mr. Biode Ajiboye, you're doing your job, but it is like you're forgotten. With the 0 vote that Tinubu took all with his deep corrupt pocket, you should go back and listen to the statement of all the contestants at the primaries, and you will know Tinubu was rejected by his own house. Bakare might have gotten 0 vote from delegate, but he has great followership, more than with the Nigerian people, and his advice and position on 2023 is purely divine and in line with the popular acceptable assurance of majority of voting Nigerians vote APC PDP. Like I said, if he comes out and say this is what he's saying, his 2 cents, no pahala. But then look, it's this man is relevant in, there is a place is relevant to no go near in church you in congregation. Well, relevant yes now. But it's only politics. But all I'm saying is, I'm not saying you should speak against anybody. But I mean, if you want to tell your members to make them vote wisely, please go ahead. If you want to tell your members, if you want to give them clues of how to vote and come out with their, go in one piece, come back in one piece, tell them. But don't come outside and say God said. Now that God said, now they scatter my brain first, especially when God knows say. Alright, on this note, we've come to the end of the news.